Okay, earlier in the day, my friends, I did this video about Propaganda 101 for beginners. Not many of you saw it. About 8,000 of you watch it. That's pretty low for some of my videos. But if you haven't, you ought to watch it. And part of that is because something just happened today that shows the same kind of propaganda this day. So Greg Terry had sent me a link to his last video. Shocking, the anti-Ukraine smear campaign just exploded. Okay, so we're going to watch this and see what he's talking about, because it's the same kind of stuff in Propaganda 101 that I was just talking about today. So here he is talking about what happened.
And I'm coming at you with a breaking update that I'm going to ask you to share. I'm going to jump right in, not waste any time, because the propaganda war is being unleashed against Ukraine at record levels. And it's not only coming out of the Kremlin, it is also equally coming out of the United States. I'm going to ask you to share this video on every social media platform that you have, because most likely the video that I'm going to show you in just about 2 minutes you haven't seen, and I doubt very many have seen. I have received this video from my sources and my friends in Israel who are fighting there in that war against Hamas. This video was shared on Arabic networks, but there's something going on here that needs to be shared. And I'm telling you right now, you know it as well as I know it, that the United States and Russia will use this to smash Ukraine, and we must not allow it to happen.
And this was the whole point of this video. Here it is. This video about propaganda that I was showing you earlier, this was the entire point. They're creating these lies, generating these lies, and then public policy is actually shifted based on the lies that are being told. It's really crazy. Okay.
If Elon Musk will even stand against our own Senator Mark Kelly just left Ukraine. What I saw proved to me that we can't give up on the Ukrainian people. Everyone wants this war to end, but any agreement has to protect Ukraine's security and can't be a giveaway to Putin. Let me tell you about my trip and why it's important. We stand with Ukraine. Senator Mark Kelly, look at the first comment at the bottom. Elon Musk, you are a traitor. You just called our senator who came to Ukraine a traitor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the power of the propaganda that's happening. I don't want to get off task, but I want you to see the power of it. So you see this guy, you would look at that normally and go, great, a Ukrainian supporter. No, this is going to be turned against Ukraine. Let's get in front of this right now. Here is the video. I'll voice it over. Pure evil, pure evil. And if you say, Greg, I don't know what you're talking about right now, there is, and this is right off of Wikipedia. I just cut and paste it just for any kind of validation. And I'm not saying Wikipedia's validation, but guys, regardless of your opinion, this is happening there in Syria. 2025 massacres of Syrian Alawites. An ongoing series of mass killings and massacres against Alawites has occurred in Syria since December 2020.
This is the story. This isn't a sub-story. This is a story. This is happening, and the guy that's talking about it in the video that you're about to see is wearing a Ukrainian trident. And because of that, it's going to be carried now as propaganda. So just listen to what he has to say.
24 by fighters aligned with the recently formed Syrian transitional government and its allies and militias of the Syrian National Army, primary in the country's coastal region, and is part of the ongoing clashes in western Syria in the Syrian civil war. Now, remember, you need to hear this. The Russian bases there were opening up to bring the Alawites in to protect them. It's a fact. Look it up. Just go Google it, go check it. So you have to see there's going to be a connection here. And I'm connecting the dots for you. They're going to use this. An estimated 607 to 973 civilians were killed in 39 separate massacres by armed militia supporting the Syrian government since the 6th of March, 4 days ago, according to the Syrian Network for Human Rights and the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Mossad in Israel, the number is in the 5,000 to 10,000 range. Now, without further ado, here is the video. Unbelievable.
Okay, before we even say anything, just look at what's on this guy's shirt as he's talking about what he's talking about, and you'll understand. You'll be able to connect the dots pretty easily. Here we are. See the tricep here on his shirt? Okay, and so that's what's going to be used for propaganda points, and let's hear what he has to say.
News just came in about the number. Look at his sweatshirt. For sure, the numbers reach 9,000. 9,000 of this fine taste on the coast. It's done. Congratulations. Even the fish in the sea are thanking us. Even the sharks are thanking us for the humanitarian aid, the delicious food. All of it, all of it. Thank God the numbers reached 9,000. I know exactly what I'm saying, 9,000. Just an hour ago, we thought it was 4,000, maybe a little more. No, the list came in 9,000. 2 days. Yeah, and there's still more good things to come. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, with the Ukrainian trident.
Yep, right here. Okay. And so somebody can be wearing somebody else's clothes and then complain that see, look at these Ukrainians, they're in league with it. Clearly, he's not. Well, not clearly he's not Ukrainian, but he's not Ukrainian and he's not like, okay, so let's just finish.
I'm telling you right now, Russian propaganda is going to use this, please. Now, I want to show you something. Look, this is my sweatshirt. I have all my Ukrainian gear I get in Ukraine when we're running the front lines. Right there. This is what we're talking about. This is a brewing.
And while we're at it, this is my hat. It's the same thing. But you can't say that because I'm wearing this hat that I have somehow spoken for the Ukrainians or that I'm somehow like Ukrainian military or something along those lines. So that's where the problem comes in. Okay.
Cauldron right here. And it will be used. So do not fall for it. How evil to have that Ukrainian trident on that vile piece of humanity right there, spewing about massacring people in Syria and connecting it to Ukraine. You will see the connection. Please share this video. Let's get ahead of the curve. You be blessed, and we'll be back at you.
Okay, so I'm sharing the video. I'm doing more than sharing the video. I'm wrapping mine around this so that you can, and I would highly urge you, if you have not watched this Propaganda 101, it's the same kind of stuff, so that you can understand what you're seeing. And I've done this for a long time now. Like, so these are some of my early, like when I stopped doing like the leadership kind of stuff that I was doing before I came in here, like this was like the last one that I did before I then started changing, like, why did Putin invade Ukraine and who's President Zelensky? And then I started doing things like about this, like Zelensky, is he a Nazi? No, here's a proof. Like people were saying, well, he's got to be a Nazi. Look at this thing on his shirt. He's got that symbol on there. Well, that's the German cross. Well, it's also, the symbol for Ukraine. And the Brits have the same kind of cross. It's the the Victoria cross, right? So you have to understand what you're looking at. And so I'm just passing this along. Yep, this is going to become probably a story. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't break out on Twitter and Blue Sky and other social media. So you need to be aware of it and pass that along. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Greg, for finding this. This is like anticipating the story is really, really hard to do. So thank you for your time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.